येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। Welcome all the devotees for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. So, last week we began the fourth canto, 11th chapter. Dhruva Maharaj, being inspired by the sages, he took the Narayanastra and started fighting with the Yakshas with a renewed enthusiasm. But at that time, Dhruva Maharaj started killing many Yakshas. And even the Yakshas who got killed by Dhruva Maharaj, they went to higher planets. But many Yakshas were getting killed. Svayambhuva Manu, the grandfather of Dhruva Maharaj, out of compassion, he approached Dhruva Maharaj in order to give him good instruction. So we'll begin those instructions. 7th verse. Manuruvacha
Manuruvacha
alam vatsati roshena
alam vatsati rosena
tamodvarena papmana
tamodvarena papmana
yena punyajananetan
yena punyajananetan
avadis avadistvamanagasah.
avadhishtvamanagassaha. Translation. Lord Manu said, "My dear son, please stop. It is not good to become unnecessarily angry. It is the path to hellish life. Now you are going beyond the limit by killing yakshas who are actually not offenders."
So, we see here Dhruva Maharaj. Svayambhuva Manu says that alam means sufficient. Bas kariye, like that. Enough with this atiroshena. Rosha is anger. Atiroshena, enough with the excessive anger. And Swayambhuva Manu is addressing with affection. Vatsa. Vatsa is a dear child, like that. Enough with this excessive anger. Excessive anger is the tamodvarena papmana, the sinful path to ignorance. Papmana. And by this anger, yetan punyajanan, yetan anagasaha punyajanan tvam avadihi. By this anger, avadihi is the kriyapada. You have killed many innocent yakshas. Anagasa means innocent. Punyajanan is the name of the yakshas actually. Even the Amarakosha says. Literally, it also means pious people. So, Dhruva Maharaj went beyond the limits of necessary anger. Therefore, he is using, Swayambhuva Manu has used the word Atiroshena. So, when a person has once sincerely surrendered to Krishna, in this world, because of the various situations in the material world, sometimes even a devotee can fall astray. He can become victim to excessive anger. But Krishna will definitely send somebody to remind him, to bring him back to the right path. So many examples in the Shastra are either somebody went into excessive anger or somebody went into excessive compassion. Arjuna did not want to show necessary anger. He wanted to be compassionate towards the Atatayis, the aggressors. Krishna advised Arjuna. Here Dhruva Maharaj is showing excessive anger. So sometimes one can become affected by Rajoguna, sometimes one can become affected by Sattvaguna. Both can come as an impediment. Both can distract a person from the service to the Supreme Lord. Or both can distract a person from following the right path. So killing is not mad, but when it is done unnecessarily, or when an offenseless person is killed, such killing opens the path to hell. So, because Dhruva was a devotee, was saved from the sinful action. Kshatriya is allowed to kill for the maintenance of law and order, but he is not allowed to kill or commit violence without any reason. Violence is certainly a path leading to a hellish condition of life. It is required for the maintenance. It was right on the part of Dhruva Maharaj to kill the Yaksha who was responsible for the death of his brother, but not all of the Yakshas were responsible. Most of them were innocent. Therefore, it is killing all these people who are not party to that killing of Uttama. It's a sinful activity. So, killing innocent people in the wars or killing the animals, innocent animals, using organized slaughterhouses, both are bad, and that will result in reaction. In the Yaksha Prashna, one of the question Yaksha asks Yudhishthira Maharaj is that Kimnu hitva na shochati, by renouncing which does one never suffer grief? He says that Krodam hitva na shochati, by renouncing anger, one never experiences grief. Manam hitva, by renouncing pride, one becomes lovable. Priyaha bhavati. Kimnu hitva arthavan bhavati, by renouncing which thing does one become wealthy? By renouncing desire. Kimnu hitva sukhi bhavet, by renouncing which does one become happy? Lobham hitva sukhi bhavet. So anger, many people, even tapasvis, fall victim to anger. The devatas, they glorify Naranarayana Rishi. Kshutritrikala gunamaruta jaihvashaishnan asman apara jhaladin atitirya kechit krodasya yanti vipalasya vasham padegor majjanti dushchara tapascha vritot srijanti. Some people, they practice severe penances. They perform severe dushchara tapa to cross beyond our influence, which is like an apara jaladin atitirya kechit, immeasurable ocean of hunger, thirst, heat, cold, rain, brought about by the passing of time, sensuous wind, and the urges of the tongue and the genitals. Nevertheless, such persons, vipalasya krodasya yanti, they fall under the control of the useless anger. After crossing beyond the ocean of the material desires or hunger, thirst, etc., they drown in the puddle of a useless anger. So by that, they lose their pious credits. So simply by cursing because of anger, one exhausts all one's piety from the austerities. So in the Niti Shataka, Bhartrhari says that Aishwaryasya vibhushanam sujanata शौर्यस्य वाक्संयमो ज्ञानस्योपशम श्रुतस्य विनयो वित्तस्य पात्रे व्ययः अक्रोधस्तपसः क्षमा प्रभवितुर्धर्मस्य निर्व्याजता सर्वेषामपि सर्वकारणमिदं शीलं परं भूषणम्. So Aishwaryasya vibhushan means ornament. So the ornament of the prosperous people is gentleness. Or gentleness enhances the beauty of prosperity. Shauryasya vak samyama. Brave people, what enhances the beauty of the brave people? Vak samyama, control of tongue. Jnanasya upashamaha. What enhances the beauty of knowledgeable people? Upashama, control of the senses. Or control of the senses. I mean, real knowledge should lead to sense control. When the knowledge does not lead to sense control, that's not a proper education. Shrutasya vinayah. What enhances the shruta? Learning, humility. Vittasya patre gayah. What enhances the one's wealth? Giving charity to the qualified people. Patre gayah. Charity to the deserving. Akrodas tapasah. What enhances the beauty of the tapasvis is not becoming angry. Destruction of anger. That is the related to this particular shloka. Kshama prabhavitum dharmasya nirvyajata. Forgiveness is the beauty of the powerful man. क्षमा धर्मस्य निर्व्याजता च विभूषणमस्ति. So, but sarveshamapi sarvakaranamidam shilam param bhushanam. So the good character is the fundamental quality that becomes the root cause of all of the above. So Krishna says that the three gates to hell, Kama, Krodha and Lobha in the Gita. Bhartrhari talks about the definition of a dhira, a sober person. Kanta kataksha vishika na lunanti yasya chittam na nirdahati kopa krishanutapa tarshanti bhuri vishayascha na lobapasha lokatrayam jayati krishnamidam sadhirah. Somebody whose mind is not perturbed, na lunanti, by the sidelong glances, of his beloved, Kanta Kataksha Vishika. Somebody whose heart does not burn because of anger, na nirdakati, kopa krishanutapa. Somebody who is not hankering over the sense objects because of lobha. Such a person, lokatrayam jayati. He actually conquers all the entire three worlds. He is considered to be a dhira. Saha dhiraha, krishnamidam sadhiraha. Like that, there are many other. Another shloka. Kshantischet kavachena kim. Shanti, if there is a dehinam, if there is a forgiveness, then what is the need of any other kavacha, any other protective armor? Kshantischet kavachena kim. Kshantischet kavachena kim. Kim aribihi krodosti chet. If a person is becoming excessively angry, then what more harm can be done by the external enemies? So because that internal enemy, anger itself, will cause the greatest damage to him. So like that, like there is another beautiful shloka. Apakarini chet kopa, kope kopa katam nate, dharmartha kama mokshanam prasahya paripantini. So generally when a person shows anger at somebody, why a person shows anger? Because the other person has done some harm to him. Therefore we show anger at him. So if we are showing anger at another person because he has done harm to us, then first thing we should also show anger towards the anger itself. Because that anger also harms us. One should also direct one's anger at anger itself. Because dharmartha kama mokshanam prasakya paripantini, this anger is the great obstacle in the attainment of dharma artha kama moksha. So like that, there are many shlokas. So Bhagavatam says that asankalpa jayet kamam krodam kama vivarjana. How to conquer anger? One should first overcome the desire by giving up the mental resolve that caused the desire. By giving up such desires, one should then overcome anger. So then Svayambhuva Manu gives a second reason. Next shloka. Nasmat kulochitam tata Somebody would say. Somebody would like to recite. Nasmatkulochitam tata karmaitat sadvigarhitam vado yadupadevanam arabdaste kritainasam.
Translation. My dear son, the killing of the sinless yakshas, which you have undertaken, is not at all approved by authorities, and it does not befit our family, which is supposed to know the laws of religion and irreligion.
So in this shloka, Svayambhuva Manu is reminding how it does not befit the family lineage. Asmat kulochitam na karmaitat sad vigarhitam. Sad vigarhitam. Sad means saintly people, virtuous people. Vigarhitam, it will be condemned by the virtuous people. And asmat kula uchitam na, it is not befitting our family. Vado yat upadevanam arabdaste kritainasam. So here the yakshas are called by the word upadeva. Upadeva means some secondary devatas or upadevas. Again he is using the word kritainasam. Akritainasam, when you split the sandhi, akrita yenasam. So previous verse he had mentioned the word anagasam. Here he is using the word akrita yenasam. It means those who are sinless. So here also, there no purpose. Next shloka. नन्वेकस्यापराधेन
नन्वेकस्यापराधेन
प्रसंगात् बहवो हताः
प्रसंगात् बहवो हताः
भ्रातुर्वदाभितप्तेन
धातुर्वधाभितप्तेन
त्वयाङ्ग भ्रातृवत्सल.
त्वयाङ्ग भ्रातृवत्सल. My dear son, it has been proved that you are very much affectionate towards your brother and are greatly aggrieved at his being killed by the Yakshas. But just consider, for one Yaksha's offense, you have killed many others who are innocent.
Bhratruvatsala, just like Bhaktavatsala, Bhratruvatsala. O son, affectionate to your brother. Anga and Bhratruvatsala, there are two Sambodhana Vibhakti words. It says that Bhratur Vada Abhitaptena, Bhratur Vadabhitaptena. I understand that you are aggrieved by the death of your brother. But then, Ekasya Aparadena Prasangat Bahavo Hataha. You have killed many yakshas for the offense of one yaksha. Prasangat, just because all these yakshas are connected to that one yaksha, you have killed many yakshas just because of their connection. Prasangat. So, we see that this particular episode, Dhruva Maharaj, he got darshan of the Supreme Lord. We definitely is a pure devotee, Mahabhagavata, but this also shows that how the material world is so unsteady. the material field is unsteady, the material nature is so powerful that even such exalted devotees can get affected by the situations in this world. But because they are exalted devotees, Lord sends somebody to correct them. And those devotees, when they listen to this instruction, they again correct themselves and then they come back to the right path. Nayam margo hi sadhunam
Nayam margo hi sadhunam
ऋषिकेशानुवर्तिनाम्
ऋषिकेशानुवर्तिनाम्
यदात्मानं परागृह्य
यदात्मानं परागृह्य
पशुवत् भूतवैशसम्.
Pashuvad Bhuta Vaishasam. Translation. One should not accept the body as the self and thus, like the animals, kill the bodies of others. This is especially forbidden by saintly persons who follow the path of devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
So Svayambhuva Manu is instructing from various angles. First he told excessive anger, atirosha. Second he told it is not befitting our family, from a family tradition. And the third point he said that you are killing innocent people. It's not, you are killing innocent people. And then he said that it is an excessive punishment. Like for one person's mistake, you are killing many people. Similar to the previous point. Now he is telling that your action is not befitting a devotee of Krishna. It is not befitting a person who is actually supposed to be a devotee of Krishna. It is not the path of the sadhus. It is not the path of a person who is Rishikeshanu Vartina. So, if you see here, Nayam Margo hi Sadhuna, killing of the living entities, Pashuvat Bhuta Vaishasam, just as the animals do. Atmanam Paragrihya, accepting the body as a self, is not the path of the devotees of the Lord. Rishikeshanu Vartinam Sadhunam Ayam Margaha Na. Ayam Margaha Na. This is not the path of the sadhus and Rishikeshanu Vartinis. If the devotees do not come under the control of material affection, certainly they should not come under the control of the violence to living entities. So the animalistic people, they think the body as a self and they behave like a tit for tat. They want to commit, they want to take revenge against those who harmed them. So, but you are actually a devotee of the Lord. You are not supposed to act like a tit for tat. The sadhu means a saintly person. A saintly person is one who follows the path of rendering service to the Lord. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Bhakti is described as engaging the senses to the service of Rishikesha. So why should a person who is already engaged in the service of the Supreme Lord engage himself in personal sense gratification, engage himself in the personal revengeful attitude? So therefore, you being a recognized devotee of the Lord, you are not, you should actually check your anger. You are behaving like a person in the bodily platform, whereas it's not befitting a person who is a devotee of the Lord. In the Brahma Vimohan Leela, Brahmaji, after stealing the cows and cowherd boys, when he saw that he came after one moment and Krishna is still playing with the cows and cowherd boys. At that time, Brahma comes and Brahma sees Vrindavan. And then there's a description of Vrindavan given, very beautiful shloka. Yatra naisarga durvaira sahasan nrimrugadayah mitrani vajitashvasa mitrani vajitavasa dhrutarut tarshakadikam. Vrindavan is the transcendental abode of the Lord, where there is no hunger, no anger, or no thirst. Dhrutarut tarshakadikam. Naisarga durvaira, although naturally inimical, but sahasan mrigadayah, human beings and the fierce animals, they both live together in mitrani iva ajita vasa. They live together in the transcendental friendship. So ajita avasa means Ajita refers to Krishna, in the residence of Krishna. That is Vrindavan. In the Vrindavan, even the animals who are naturally inimical, they live together in transcendental friendship. So you are not supposed to have being a devotee, you are not supposed to have this kind of a revenge mindset. That is what I'm saying. Even the Bhagavad Gita, there is a shloka, Yasman nodvijate loko lokan nodvijate chayah harsha marsha bayodvegir muktoya sachame priyah. A devotee does not trouble others and he is also not troubled by others. Because there are many shlokas in the same. One of the qualities of bhakti is Shubhada. Shubhada means the devotee becomes pleasing to others and other living entities become pleasing to him. The next shloka. So now he is speaking 10th shloka onwards. Svayambhuva Manu is speaking from the point of view that Dhruva Maharaj is a devotee and what is the conduct expected of a devotee. Sarvabhutatma bhavena
Sarvabhutatma bhavena
bhutavasam harim bhavan
bhutavasam harim bhavan
aradhyapaduraradhyam
aradhyapaduradradyam
Vishnostatparamam padam.
Vishnostat paramam padam. The translation. It is very difficult to achieve the spiritual abode of Hari in the Vaikuntha planets, but you are so fortunate that you are already destined to go to that abode by worshipping him as the supreme abode of all living entities.
So, Svayambhuva Manu is reminding about the exalted, rare position of Dhruva Maharaj. Duraradyam. Aradhya apa duraradyam. By worshipping the Lord Hari, who is duraradyam, rarely worshipped. Sarva bhutavasam, as the abode of all living entities. by worshipping the Lord as the abode of all living beings and who is rarely worshipped, with the understanding Sarva Bhutatma Bhavena, with the understanding that he is within all beings. By that you have achieved Vishnoho Paramam Padam Apa. You have achieved the supreme abode of the Lord. Or Duraradyam, if we take it as an adjective for Paramam Padam, it means that you have achieved the very rarely achieved supreme abode of the Lord. The Prabhupada translation Duraradyam is taken as an adjective for Paramam Padam. That's why he's saying very difficult to achieve the supreme abode of Hari. Or the Duraradyam can be taken as an adjective for Harim, by worshipping Hari who is rarely worshipped as the abode of all beings. Both way we can take. So, since you are the best of all devotees, such conduct is not befitting. And with this is expressed in 2 shlokas. So the material bodies of all living entities cannot exist unless sheltered by the soul and the super soul. The soul is dependent on the super soul, is present even within the atom. Since everything is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord is referred to as the Bhuta Vasa. So, Dhruva Maharaj could have argued that as a Kshatriya, it was his duty to fight with the enemy. But then he was informed that since every living being is a residence of the Supreme Lord and can be considered a temple of the Lord, the unnecessary killing of any living entity is not permitted. Unnecessary killing, yeah. As a Kshatriya, one can kill the aggressors, that is necessary, that is required. But unnecessary killing of any living entity is not allowed. Next to shloka, further Dhruva, he says that Sattvam Harer Anudhyata
Sattvam Hariranu
Tatpumsamapi Sammataha
Tattvam Punsamapi Sammataha
Katham Tvavadyam Kritavan
Katham Tvavadhyam Kritavan
Anushikshan Satam Vratam.
Anushikshan Satam Vratam. Because you are a pure devotee of the Lord is always thinking of you, and you are also recognized by all his confidential devotees. Your life is meant for exemplary behavior. I am therefore surprised. Why have you undertaken such an abominable task?
So, Sattvam Harer Anudyata. Sattvam Harer Anudyata, Prabhupada has translated that you are always remembered by the Lord. The Lord is always thinking of you. Or you are always remembering the Supreme Lord. Therefore, Tat Pumsam Api Sammataha. You have been recognized even by the great devotees. You are like a role model for all the great devotees. And Satam Vratam Anushikshan. You are supposed to teach others the path of Satam Vratam. You are supposed to teach the others about the conduct of a saintly people. Katam tu avadyam kritavan. So why do you act in this shameful way? Avadyam kritavan. So anudhyata. Dhyata means remembering. Anudhyata means constantly remembering. By adding the prefix anu, it becomes constantly. So you are always considered by tat pumsam api sammatah. So Dhruva Maharaj, Narada Muni, whenever he would go somewhere, Narada Muni went to the assembly of the Prachetas and he narrated the story of Dhruva Maharaj. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit, they would discuss the story of Dhruva Maharaj thousands of times. So you are always considered by devotees such as Narada, means he is the object of the mercy of these devotees. So Prabhupada says that Dhruva Maharaj is always accustomed to thinking of the Supreme Lord. And similarly, the Lord also always thinks of such devotees. So Svayambhuva Manu is reminding Dhruva Maharaj of this point. Not only you are a pure devotee, you are also recognized by other pure devotees. So therefore, you should always act in an exemplary way that others may learn from you. So under the circumstances, it is surprising that you have killed so many faultless yakshas. So he is giving, Svayambhuva Manu is giving another additional point. You have the responsibility of a leader. You are like a role model and example for so many people. The similar point which Krishna told Arjuna, Yadyad acharati sreshtas tattat yeve tarojana sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate name partasti kartavyam trishulokeshu kanchana nanavaptam avaptavyam vartayevacha karmani. He told Arjuna about the importance of setting the right example. Sometimes like we may think that in the case of Arjuna, Dhruva Maharaj, they were all leaders, Kshatriyas. So they had to set example. Like in the currently, we don't have, the leaders are few only. In the case of devotees, they may be they just have they have their family. Their influences, area of influence may be small. We may not be leaders like the examples in the Shastra, like big kings or something. So sometimes this point of setting example, it may be overlooked. But if we see from another point of view, for every parents, for the children, the first role model is the parents. And the current society, the current Kali Yuga society, for the children to see the right role models in the society, either in the colleges or in the schools or in the corporate world, it is very difficult for them to see the role models, right role models. So in the society in which is only filled with many wrong role models, for the children who are growing up, it becomes important for them to see the right role model. So only the parents at least can they have to set the right role model for the children. We may not be looked after by the many people around the society. Nobody is a king or something. But parents having the right, setting the right example, that becomes very crucial for the children, because children, they don't get to see right role models in the society. So at least they should see the right role models in their parents. So next shloka. So next shloka, very important shloka. Titikshaya karunaya
Titikshaya karunaya
maitriya chakhila jantushu
Maitrat chakhila jantushu
samatvena cha sarvatma
Samatvena cha sarvatma
Bhagavan samprasidati.
Bhagavan samprasidati. The Lord is very satisfied with his devotees when the devotee greets another people with tolerance, mercy, friendship, and equality.
So here Svayambhuva Manu talks about what kind of conduct a devotee should have with others. So generally we meet one of the three kinds of people: somebody who is superior to us, somebody who is equal to us, somebody who is inferior to us. Titikshaya karunaya. Titikshaya. When we are a devotee should be tolerant to the superiors. Even the superiors, they show unnecessary anger towards us, one has to be tolerant. Karunaya, one should be compassionate towards the inferiors. Maitriya, friendly towards the equals. And Samatvena cha Sarvatma means one should consider others' happiness and distress as one's own. Krishna mentions in the Gita 6th chapter, Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna Sukham va yadiva dukkam sayogi paramo matah. The topmost yogi is somebody who sees others' happiness to be one's own happiness and others' distress to be one's own distress. So this titikshaya, karunaya, maitriya, chakila dantushu. When a person has this kind of attitude, Bhagavan samprasidati. The Lord is pleased with such a devotee. So this describes the conduct of the devotee. Generally, somebody who is superior to us, we tend to become envious. We tend to compete with those who are equals, and we tend to exploit those who are inferior. So Bhagavatam is giving the right conduct here. So if you see this shloka is so important. This shloka comes in 4 places in the Bhagavatam. The meaning in this shloka. Earlier, Narada Muni told Dhruva Maharaj, Gunadikan mudam lipset anukrosha gunadamat maitrim samana danviche natapai rapibhuyate. Same meaning. One should feel delighted to meet people who have superior merit, feel compassion towards inferior, and desire friendship with those equal merit. Natapai rabibhuyate, by this one will not be overwhelmed by material afflictions. Another place, this is in the Kapila Dev's instruction. Mahatam bahumanena deenanam anukampaya maitriya chaivatma tulyeshu yamena niyamena cha. By giving respect to those, Mahatam bahumanena, superior people. Deenanam anukampaya, compassion to those of lower, and then friendly towards the equal merit. One's mind becomes purified. And then another place in the Navayogendra Samvada. Navayogendra is speaking to Nimi Maharaj. Sarvato manaso sangam adau sangam cha sadhushu dayam maitrim prashrayam cha bhute shwaddha yato chitam. Initially, one must learn to detach one's mind from everything and attach the mind to the sadhus. One should also cultivate kindness towards those of less merit, friendliness toward those of equal merit, and humility toward those of greater merit. So we see that how there is a consistency in the instruction, the same instruction by different people. Kapila Dev, Navayogendra, Narada Muni, and here Svayambhuva Manu. So Prabhupada says that especially somebody who is a Madhyamadhikari, one must act in accordance with this verse. And 5th place, Ishware tad adhineshu balisheshu dushatsu cha prema maitri kripapeksha This is also in Navayogendra Samvad, 11th canto, 2nd chapter. A Madhyamadhikari should Ishwarastad adhineshu. one should worship the Supreme Lord, one should worship the Guru, one should have friendship with the equal devotees and be compassionate towards the innocent and avoid the envious. Fifth place. So in the lowest stage, a devotee is, in the Kanishta Adhikari, is only concerned with the worshipping the deity in the temple. He may not have the proper behavior with others. But in Madhyam Adhikari, a devotee is cognizant of his relationship with the Lord, and he is cognizant of the relationship with the fellow devotees and also with the innocent people and people who are envious. So, therefore, the Madhyam Adhikari, how he should behave, that is described in the Shastra. Madhyam Adhikari, a preacher, should show mercy to the innocent people. A devotee's business is to awaken everyone's Krishna consciousness, that is his mercy. As for a devotee's treatment of other devotee who are his equals, he should maintain friendship with them. His general view should be to see every living entity as part of the Supreme Lord. Different living entities appear in different forms of dress. But according to the Gita, a learned person sees Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Gramane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshina. One sees with a equal vision. So then, when you see in the Kapila Dev's instruction, there are a series of verses in the third canto, 29th chapter, verse number 21 to 27. There Kapila Dev says that if somebody neglects the presence of the super soul in every living entity, but is engaged in deity worship, then such a deity worship is simply imitation. Yovam sarveshu bhuteshu santam atmanam ishwaram hitvarcham bhajate maudyat basman yeva juhoti sa. One who worships the deity of Godhead in the temples but does not know the Supreme Lord as Paramatma is situated in every living entity's heart must be in ignorance and is compared to one who offers oblations into ashes. So, similar, this kind of attitude, somebody who disrespects other living entities, that is condemned in various shlokas. So, like that, we can refer that section, 3rd canto, 29th chapter, we discussed it previously, 21 to 27. So, last shloka we'll say for today. Samprasanne Bhagavati
Samprasanne Bhagavati
Purusha Prakritair Gunaihi
Purusha Prakrutai Gunai
Vimukto Jiva Nirmukto
Vimukto Jeva Nirmukto
Brahma Nirvanam Richati.
Brahma Nirvana Mruchati. One who actually satisfies the Supreme Personality of Godhead during one's lifetime becomes liberated from the gross and subtle material conditions. Thus, being freed from all material modes of nature, he achieves unlimited spiritual bliss.
So the previous shloka, Svayambhuva Manu told that by respecting those who are superiors, friendship with the equals, compassionate to those who are inferior, and taking others' happiness to be one's own happiness, one pleases the Supreme Lord. Now he says that what is the result of pleasing the Lord? Samprasanne Bhagavati. You can see the connection from the previous shloka. So he mentions first result is that Prakritair Gunaihi Vimuktaha. one becomes freed from the three gunas. And then Jiva Nirmukta, after being freed, one becomes freed from the subtle body. And Brahma Nirvanam Richati, he attains unlimited spiritual bliss or attains service to the Lord. So Jiva Nirmukta means freed from the subtle body. If one is a Jnani, then he attains merging in the Brahman, Sayujya Mukti. If he is a devotee, he attains service to the Lord. So Prahlad Maharaj says that regarding Brahma Nirvana, Adokshajalambam iha shubhatmana sharirina samsmriti chakra shatanam tad Brahma Nirvana sukham vidur buddhas tato bhajadvam hridaye hridishwaram. The wise know that the direct contact with the Lord, which includes the happiness of Brahman, destroys samsara for the sinful persons possessing material bodies in this world. So prakritair gunaihi vimuktaha. Vimuktaha means he is not only freed from the gunas of prakriti, but he is specially liberated beyond merging in the Brahman. So the previous shloka, by the behavior described in the previous shloka, one satisfies the Supreme Lord, and by that one becomes free from all the material conditions. So everybody is struggling hard in this world to achieve the blissful life, but people do not know how to achieve the blissful life. Atheists do not believe in God, and certainly they do not please Him. So here it is said that by pleasing the Supreme Lord, one immediately attains the spiritual platform, Brahma Nirvanam Richati, and enjoys unlimited blissful life. So the word samprasanne means being satisfied. A person should act in such a way that the Lord is satisfied by the activity. It is not that he himself is to be satisfied. When the Lord is satisfied, the devotee automatically becomes satisfied. That is the secret of Bhakti Yoga. So outside Bhakti, everybody is trying to satisfy oneself. Karmis try to satisfy their senses. Even the Jnanis, they try to satisfy themselves by thinking themselves to be God or through mental speculation. Yogis also try to satisfy themselves by wanting to get mystic siddhis. Only devotees try to satisfy the Supreme Lord. So the devotee's process of self-realization is completely different from the karmis, jnanis and yogis. The famous shloka in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. The shloka. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Ataye Bhukti Mukti Siddhi Kami Sakali Ashanta Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. Bhukti Kamis, Mukti Kamis, Siddhi Kamis, all these people, they don't achieve real peace. A Nishkama Krishna Bhakta, he attains true peace. So by the devotional process is completely different from others. By working to please the Lord, the devotee is immediately situated in the transcendental platform and enjoys unlimited blissful life. So in this shloka, the word Jiva Samprasanne Bhagavati Purusha Prakritair Gunehi Vimuktaha. Vimukta means specially liberated. The same word comes in the Bhagavad Gita 9th chapter. Sannyasa Yoga Shubha Shubha Phalairieva Mokshase Karma Bandhanaihi Sannyasa Yoga Yuktatma Vimukto Mam Upaishyasi. There Vimukta comes specially liberated. So till the 14th shloka, Svayambhuva Manu instructed Dhruva Maharaj from various angles. Now from the 15th shloka onwards, Svayambhuva Manu will speak about some philosophy about how the creation takes place. So till the 14th shloka, in one sense, he spoke about the excessive anger He spoke about how it is not befitting the family lineage. He spoke from the point of view of a leader, from the point of view of a devotee's conduct. Will it please the Supreme Lord? Like that. So now 14th shloka onwards, 15th shloka onwards, he'll speak he'll speak some philosophy. We will see that next week. Hare Krishna. Anybody would like to add anything? Questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Very well.
Prabhuji, for Maharaj Rahugana, Jad Bharat gave the instruction. So that is also considered as mercy only, of the Supreme Lord in one sense. Means he was also getting angry, or out of compassion, Jad Bharat told him that.
Jada in fact, the 5th canto, we will see how Jada behaved with 3 kinds of people.
Okay.
Jada in regards to how he dealt with the dacoits. The dacoits were in Tamoguna. Dacoits were in Tamoguna. And how he dealt with his other brothers, they were in Rajoguna. He did not instruct them also. But he just allowed them to have his darshan. He did not instruct them. But Jada he gave instructions to Rahoguna because he saw that Rahoguna was in Sattva Guna. Yeah, he was little proudly, he spoke in an arrogant way when the palanquin was not carried properly. But later he came to somewhat, as soon as Jada first reply, immediately Rahuguna understood, oh, he is an exalted person. So immediately he came down from the palanquin and started inquiring. So he saw that Rahuguna Maharaj in Sattva Guna, therefore he instructed. So that is pointed out in the purport. How Jada instructed, he dealt with these 3 kinds of people differently. Because Rahuguna was in Sattva Guna, he had a reception, therefore he instructed. So in that purport, Prabhupada also says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to the common people, he just gave Harinam Sankirtan. He did not discuss philosophy with them. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed Tattva, philosophical discussion with Prakashananda Saraswati and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Vedanta. And the same Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he discussed the deepest aspects of Rasa Tattva with Ramananda Rai. The Prabhupada says that how it is important to, depending on the candidate, a spiritual teacher speaks different subject matters. Another example in the Bhagavatam, Nimi Maharaj asked one of the questions to one of the Nava Yogendras. He is asking that, please explain the path of Karma Yoga, or the path of worshipping the Lord, Karma Yoga. And then after asking this question, he says that, I asked the same question to the 4 Kumaras previously, but they did not answer my question. Can you tell me the reason why they did not answer my question? That also he says. So that it's explained that he asked the same question to the 4 Kumaras previously, but the 4 Kumaras did not answer Nimi's question. But now these Navayogendras are going to answer. The reason why the 4 Kumaras did not answer is that at that time when Nimi asked that question, he was a small child. He didn't have the proper capacity to understand. Therefore, the 4 Kumaras did not speak to him. Therefore, it is said that the self-realized speakers, they are like the waterfalls in the autumn season. In the
Mhm.
autumn season, the waterfalls, sometimes water flows in that, sometimes water does not flow. The self-realized speakers are the mature acharyas. Sometimes they speak, sometimes they don't speak. Or we
Yes.
can also see sometimes they speak according to the level of the audience.
Mhm. Yes, Prabhu.
Mhm.
And Prabhu, also somewhere King Prachina Bharishat also says that why all this knowledge has not been given by my Kul Guru. But
Mhm.
there, I think that they don't even know only that thing. By after hearing the allegory. Yes, yes, nice, Prabhu. Nice. Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I have one doubt, Prabhuji, that I don't know which story it is. The king is going in the palanquin, and he's been Agastya Maharishi is also there, and because he is short, no, then the palanquin keeps tossing up and down.
Mhm.
Is short as compared to the other ones who are carrying the palanquin. Then he was telling, Sarpa, Sarpa, move, move.
Mhm.
And then he was I don't know the story. Then he gave the curse. Then he will become I think Agastya Muni gave him a curse that you will be a serpent in the next birth, something
Yeah,
like that.
there's
I don't know the story.
there was
Sometimes whenever you
Nahusha.
get
There was a king called
Nahusha,
as Nahusha. So
Nahusha, yeah.
once Indra, because of the after killing Vritrasura, Indra had to atone for the sin. For 1 year, he was out of his position. He had to perform atonement. He had to perform tapasya. So
Uh-huh.
at that time, somebody had to occupy the position of Indra. So Nahusha was made as the Indra.
Okay.
So Nahusha was actually playing the role of a Indra.
Uh,
But Nahusha became little infatuated with the position of Indra.
okay.
And Nahusha, he he got infatuated with the Indra's wife Shachi.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So he wanted to enjoy Shachi. So
Uh,
he became affected by kama. Like suppose somebody is made as an active is made as an acting chief minister or acting home minister in the absence of that original person for some time. So then he will get the facility of the due for a home minister or chief minister due for that particular period. But he
yes.
cannot claim that, okay, so that previous chief minister's wife should also be mine. So
Uh,
that is so Nahusha, the previous Indira's wife Shachi Devi, he became infatuated and then he wanted to.
okay.
So that time,
Uh,
so then Shachi Devi gave a message. So Shachi Devi
uh,
became very disturbed and then she consulted the sages. Uh, they told that, no, the Shachi Devi, I think some of the details I don't know, but Shachi Devi sent a message that you come to meet me in a palanquin carried by the Saptarishis,
okay.
like
Uh-huh.
that.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
then he ordered the Saptarishis to carry his palanquin. So we
Uh-huh.
can see the how he was blinded by karma, and then
Yes,
when he
sir.
was, they were carrying, then he told them go fast, go fast. Uh, he
Yeah.
told them to carry fast, take me fast. And
Uh-huh.
then the Agastya curse that you are saying sarpa sarpa means fast fast because you are saying sarpa sarpa. May you become a sarpa, may you become a snake. So
Okay.
Nahusha became a snake, and then that is connected with the Mahabharata story. The
Uh,
Mahabharata, I think Pandavas when they were in the forest,
uh,
there is a conversation between Nahusha and the
uh,
Pandavas. And
hmm.
Nahusha, and then he becomes relieved of the curse. Then Nahusha gives, there's a nice conversation between Nahusha and Yudhishthira Maharaj. and then he gets relieved of that curse from the serpent body.
Okay.
That is the story. Hare Krishna.
So going fast means sarpa. What is the Sanskrit word for move fast? Sarpa is.
Gacha, gacha. Shigram gacha, shigram gacha.
So then how sarpa
I
happened?
think Sarpa also means, I think. Sarpa
Yeah.
also means fast.
Means move like, how the
Fast.
snake moves fast that way.
Something like
Yeah. So when you yourself mentioned about according to the level of audience, there is, I think Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said something about chanting, that when you see a Vaishnava, then you feel like chanting, like those 3 stages or level of audience. So he preached like that, no?
Yes. He gave first definition of Vaishnava. Anybody who once chants the holy name is a Vaishnava. And then he gave the second definition. One who is constantly chanting the holy name is a Vaishnava. And then third, he said that anybody, by seeing him, others are reminded to chant the holy names. He is a Vaishnava. He gave 3 definitions of a Vaishnava. One is the first level, second is the higher level, third is the even higher level. Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam. Okay, I think we'll stop here. Thank you very much for your attention. Continue next week. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Kaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Which
Hare
you will
Krishna.
be putting